Hello, and welcome back to the GTD Podcast. I'm sorry if I don't sound particularly enthused today. That's just my voice. I can't help that. My voice is just going to sound like this for now. I'm, how do you do intros again? Done 15 of these, 14 of these things. This is the 15th one. How do you do intros again? It's something along the lines of, I'll introduce myself first. That's what I usually do. I'm out of it today. I don't know what's going on. I am the Norax. I speak for the podcast. There we go. I said it again. Maybe it'll catch on. I'm also Aaron, but nobody's gonna call me that. Who would call me that? Max is not here today, but I do have Devin and Matthew, who are also slightly out of it. So who knows? This podcast is going to be like 10 minutes long, probably.
No,
I'm not sure about. I can tell that you both might be a little tired.
It's gonna be a 10.
I just didn't feel like saying words at that moment.
It's gonna be a 10-minute long podcast, and every individual minute has at least one conversation.
And these conversations are sup, good.
Yeah, it's great.
And then like 40 seconds of silence.
Yeah. Just to hold on a second.
We have to space out.
Oh, he's gone.
No, I'm still here. It's just my cat being whiny. All right, so where was I? Yes, introductions and all that good stuff. We have several things coming up in the show. We'll be talking about what we've been playing this week. I bet you guys can't fucking guess what we've been playing this week, because I know I certainly can't. Well, then we'll be moving on to some trailers this week. We have some interesting trailers this week. The first of which is, well, you'll see when we get to it, but I'm not sure what I can muster in terms of response to some of these trailers. Then we'll be talking about any host topics we happen to be carrying or found on the side of the road. I don't know where you come up with ideas. I think you just pick them up off the side of the road sometimes. You know,
when people die, they become an idea, and that idea looks for a home.
Yeah. They have to pay less tax fare.
Turn off the blur, please.
The what? Oh, the
blur.
Okay, it's annoying you.
Why? No, it's hurting my eyes.
Oh, okay.
That's why I don't have it on.
Matthew, you are a very strange individual sometimes. But
I feel like different people have different eyes. I think that's what it really is.
I'll
tell you what it really is. It's that your eyes are bad.
You know what? That's a fair assessment, considering he does need glasses.
For reading.
You're supposed to wear the glasses you are prescriptioned with, because they're supposed to keep your eyesight at a steady level if you keep wearing them. That's why my eyesight got worse after I got my glasses, because I didn't fucking wear them.
Yeah, but I actually don't need to wear my glasses all the time. It's just better if I wear them when reading.
Anyways.
Can you close your door, Devin?
Where was I? Yes, host topics. We'll be picking up some host topics that we left at the side of the road and possibly discussing them if we have any. Then we'll be moving on to news, or at least we would be if there was any to talk about this week. There's technically some like big-ish news I could have talked about this week, but like there wasn't much to say about it, you know? So we don't have any news.
I do have news though.
Wait, you do?
Yeah, Epic Games decided to buy Steam.
That's not true.
Aw.
That's Epic Games currently might have quite a lot of money through Fortnite and other practices. Steam, however, is a conglomerate that can do literally nothing and still rakes in mountains and mountains of money.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like YouTube.
Yeah, actually. I mean, well, Steam is a, game distribution platform, and they kind of have a monopoly on the game because there aren't really any other services that are as good or even on par with what they do, except for GOG. GOG is a good site, and I would argue is better than Steam to some degree, because on GOG you purchase games and you get DRM free versions of these games, and you own the download file personally. So it's the best way to do digital releases, in my opinion, because it's you have this file personally. You can always download it from their site, but as long as you have it downloaded, you have it. With Steam, that's not the case because it's hosted on their servers. So if the Steam servers go down, all of your games go with it.
No.
Well, not exactly, but you can't play a game that you bought on Steam without Steam.
Yes, but you can play it offline, and you can open Steam offline.
Yes, but anyway, point still stands.
You can't update it.
My point still stands.
Okay.
It's
if Steam updated and deleted Steam from your computers, or made it impossible to log in and play your game offline, that would stink.
Yeah, but anyways, stop saying anyways. Jesus, I've said it 5 times in the last 3 minutes. News, that's what we were talking about. Well,
Yeah.
we weren't talking about it because we don't have any. We're still in the introduction period. I don't know what's going on. After we don't talk about any news, we will be moving on to shameless self-promotion and the end of the show. That's, because everybody likes shameless self-promotion. Everybody likes promoting themselves and what they're doing.
Yes, we do.
And everybody likes a good ending.
We should promote a fan at some point. One of our fans should come on the show and be promoted and be able to shamelessly self-promote themselves at the end.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But yes, welcome to the GTD Podcast. I've already said that, but whatever. Let's just jump right into our first topic, which is what we've been playing this week. So, Matthew, I suppose, what you been playing this week aside from Minecraft and nothing?
Minecraft.
Oh, you didn't answer my question correctly.
I denied answering your question correctly.
Right, so you've been playing Minecraft.
Yep.
Anything to expound about that?
Not at the moment.
Good. Good to know. Good to know that. Whatever. Devin, no. You know what? No. Matthew, is that it?
Yeah.
You literally, okay, whatever.
I literally haven't. I don't think.
I guess I can't.
Yeah, I haven't played any other game.
I guess I can't force you to talk, but it would be nice if you had something to talk.
I played a lot of multiplayer.
All right then.
I have more to say. We attempted to do a hardcore game, but I died, and I don't feel too bad because I died to a skeleton with a power bow it was multiplayer hardcore, and I was the first to die. But I died to a skeleton with a power bow that did 2 hearts of damage per shot, and 2 baby zombies.
I see.
In a cave. and I died so quickly because I was taking. I just died in 4 or 5 hits, and I had no chance.
I think it was 2 hits.
Yeah, I didn't have a shield
2
though because I
hits.
never used shields, but
You had one in your hotbar.
yeah. And then we made the server survival, and we've been playing on that for a while. It's been fun. I'm building a mansion and a mob farm. Boring Minecraft stuff.
And Maya needs you to move the teleporter that moves you upward
Oh, okay.
because she almost lost her armor by accidentally jumping in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem.
Okay. I'll be moving
Excuse
it
me.
then.
So yeah.
Yeah. That's basically it though. I haven't really done any. I mean, I did some Lucky Islands. Again, for the first time in a long time. It's a fun. It's 1.16 combat. But it often feels kind of like if you were playing a game and you were the only one. If you were playing a Minecraft combat game and you were the only one allowed to have a sword.
I see.
So it's really fun, but it's also not really balanced. So like I beat most people because they just can't fight back effectively, and then those that do, I have more skills than them because I'm really good at 1.16 combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's kind of it though. Bed Wars has a new dream mode. That's fun.
Just a new dream mode.
Yeah. See, every week they rotate a new dream mode in. And they have so like you have normal Bed Wars where you have the different teams and you try to destroy the beds, but then dream mode you have an additional rule of some kind. So like rush mode, when you place blocks, it automatically places a bunch of extra blocks, and all the resources are at max. So everyone's just getting lots and lots of resources, and the games tend to go pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Or ultimate mode, where everyone has special powers, and the games go even faster.
I see.
Yeah, it's fun.
There you go. Yeah, so that's all you've been playing?
That's all I've been doing, yeah.
All right, so both of you have been playing Minecraft, except Devin managed to talk about it, which is kind of what I wanted. I, unfortunately, because I'm a lazy individual that lacks motivation, has not played any games this week.
That's not lack motivation.
I mean, if you lack motivation, it's hard to do anything.
Have you been busy?
No.
Oh.
Have you done stuff?
You should write a book.
I would love to write a book. If only I could. I have come to the conclusion that my skill set does not hold any actual skills. It just holds being able to know how to do said skills, but not being able to do them. It's like, I know how to write a book, I just can't. Or it's like, I know how to host a podcast, I just can't. No. I'm doing okay in the podcast thing at the moment.
Then, in regards to a book, that's
my skills. My skill set is being able to know how to do something, but not being able to do it.
Yeah.
Aaron,
what?
Writing a book. Just write it and don't care about the format. For the first draft. Just don't. Even if it bugs you, don't care about it.
Just don't believe that you can't do it, because I would never have thought I'd be able to write more than like 2,000 or 3,000 words on the same story. Maybe not 2 or 3. I never thought I'd be able to beat 6,000 words on one story, because I would start stories all the time, and then I would get distracted as soon as I hit a certain point, and I would go write another story and another story, or build a D&D world, or play Minecraft. Anything to not finish a story. And there are probably about 50 to 60 of those.
Well.
And then finally, last year I wrote about 40,000 words for a story, and they were a mess, and I hated it. But I really liked the story. It was just that I kept writing the same things over and over and over, and that's how I got to 40,000 words.
I see. It's like one day this man went down the road, and then the next day he did the same.
Well, no, more like one day a man walked down the road and bumped into a childhood friend, and the two of them went out for lunch and talked. And then I write that all out, and it takes up a lot longer than what I just said. And then I'm like, I need to rewrite that. So I write the whole thing again, but I put it in the same Word document as the previous story.
Oh, well.
And then I wrote it again, and I put it in the same Word document.
Why would you do that?
Because they have different conversations each time. Maybe one time they talk about the zoo, the other story they talk about the nuclear war that's going on. I don't know. They talk
the casual conversation about the nuclear war.
Yeah.
Oh man, did you hear about it?
I mean, the Cold War, the nuclear Cold War.
Britain got nuked out of existence. Ain't that just just a sad state of affairs?
There's theories that there could be an Eastern or Middle Eastern nuclear war. It'd just be really small.
I mean, any more nuclear activity on the planet is not a good thing.
No. I think we've dropped a bunch of nukes in Nevada, actually.
Not recently. We haven't tested any nukes since the 50s.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
And there's actually a good reason to this outside of nukes being massively devastational to the planet, is that there's actually this funny thing in archaeological terms.
Wait, no, it hasn't been 50 years, Aaron.
What?
1992. That was 28 years ago.
Oh, okay. I don't know. What I'm saying, I was going to say, it technically relates to this, but I wasn't sure when the last nuke was tested.
Okay.
What I was saying is that in archaeological terms, the present era is, I believe, 1959 or so, maybe a little earlier. And the reason for this is because we bombarded the planet with so much. You know how archaeologists date something, right? They carbon date it in order to figure out what period it's from. But during the 50s, when we were creating nukes and the nuclear war was going, the Cold War and the nuclear scare and stuff like that, we bombarded the planet with so much nukes for testing and fallout and stuff like that, that we completely obliterated carbon dating for the next however many years after that point. So basically, archaeologists and scientists said anything after this point in history is unreliable to carbon date from, because we fucked it up. Yeah. I don't know. There is one thing about this that I do not know, which is if this will ever go away. I'm not sure on that. What are you doing, Matthew? Good to know. You're muted.
Oh, I'm trying to get my camera into focus.
Oh, all right then. But yeah, carbon dating. That doesn't have anything to do with video games.
Yeah.
Unless magically, unless you could carbon date a video game, you probably could carbon date a video game if it was old enough. Yeah, there you go. A little science, I guess, lesson. History. I mean, it's kind of history and science. Lesson. I'm sure everybody's super excited to go on a lesson tangent with me. Just flexing my useless skill set.
I have a joke.
Do you have a joke?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your funny joke?
I went out with this French girl named Carbon. This very lovely French girl. I went out to dinner with her. You might say I was carbon dating.
It's not even that clever.
Boo.
The most it's literally the most bare bones, it's not
okay.
No, just no.
She was a real bombshell. That doesn't work.
She was a real fossil.
No.
That works though, is the thing.
Yeah, but that's not as funny.
I mean, what? She was a real nuclear device that destroyed.
Just a bunch of guys in the locker room. Yeah, the last chick I was with, she was a real nuclear device. The other guy's like, yeah, mine was a real X-ray machine.
Oh man, she blasted me with so much fucking nuclear radiation. It was ridiculous.
One of the guys like, yeah, I'm gonna die of cancer. And they're all like looking at me like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
She shot me with a cancer ray.
Have you seen that video?
What? Are you talking about the Harley Quinn one? Yeah, I've seen that. That's from the Harley Quinn animated series thing.
So
like, who would even create a ray like that? Who did this? Why would you
made this?
Why would you create such a horrible weapon?
I agree. This is video game related.
Shut up, Matthew. You haven't contributed anything yet. You don't get to tell me what I can and can't do on this podcast. Anyways, where were we? I mean, we weren't anywhere. That's right. I said I wasn't doing anything. That's where I was. We were at the point where I said I didn't do anything. In regards to playing video games, should have, because I have a podcast that discusses video games. Probably should have played some video games, so I had something to discuss. I'll just bring up Dark Souls again. I'll just bring up Dark Souls and talk about it and gush about it for the millionth time. Because everybody wants to hear me talk about Dark Souls, isn't that right, Devin? Everybody wants to hear me.
Yeah.
For the millionth time. Speaking of Dark Souls, because I forgot, I did actually play a bit of Dark Souls this week, but there's nothing to talk about. I've talked about Dark Souls so much. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing for me to talk about in regards to Dark Souls. Yes. No. Yes. Other than that, though, haven't played anything this week. So now that we've both gone on a tangent and I haven't played anything this week, we'll jump trailers. We'll just take a running swan dive into trailers, shall we?
Okay.
Oh dear. We'll take a running swan dive into trailers after my computer stops lagging massively. Anyways, so, oh my goodness. The first trailer we have is for a D&D game, a game based off of Dungeons and Dragons called, there we go, Dark Alliance. So here we go.
We call them beholders, wraiths, giants. They call us snacks. So when those bastards come to claim your world, send their ass to hell. Straight to hell!
Why are you doing this?
The shard is calling.
And that was the yeah.
It looked like Dritz. I thought I saw Dritz and I was like, wait, is this all Underdark? And it's like
not Underdark.
So, I'm like, yes.
Before we get into it, I'll just say that was the Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, which is coming out, the 6/22/2021. 2021 because, well, what's the 6th month of the year? That's like June. That's right. I'm good at knowing what year and month it is. But what were you saying, Devin and or Matthew? You're saying stuff.
It actually does intrigue me. I like the graphics. I'm curious about like the mechanics.
Also,
It
yes,
actually,
that was Dritz in the trailer.
yeah.
To answer your question, Devin, it was Dritz
Okay.
because you can, where was it? So in the trailer, the playable characters that we saw moving around were Dritz, Catti-Brie, Brunner, and Wolfgar, which are famous and popular characters from the Dungeons & Dragons world, like Icewind Dale, stuff like that. Now, whoops, that's not the button I wanted. What was I gonna say? No, I should have that open still. Why have I lost my train of thought? What were you saying, Devin?
It looked good. It looked exactly like I'd been really hoping a D&D video game to look like.
The worst part about losing your train of thought, is just stumbling around in your sea of thoughts and like, what was I gonna say about this game? What was my opinion? No, stop with your stupid. There we go. No, fuck you. Why are you doing this? Oh my goodness. Okay. So I did some research on this because I've never been a big fan of D&D video games. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff you can do within the D&D world, and obviously there's a lot of popular characters even in the D&D verse, with like all of those books about the Sword Coast and the other stuff, with Dritz and all those famous characters.
Yeah.
And also, so the game is called Dark Alliance, but I'm not sure exactly why it's called Dark Alliance, since it doesn't seem, I'm not sure if it has any, there were originally, on the PS2, there were apparently fairly popular D&D Baldur's Gate games called Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 1 and 2. They were fairly popular, and they were sort of isometric-y dungeon crawlers that had like an action element. Apparently those were fairly popular. This, however, is called Dark Alliance. I don't think it has anything to do with the other Dark Alliance games. It completely changes the gameplay and perspective of what the Dark Alliance games were into a third-person, over-the-shoulder action-y game, which, I mean, where's my mouse at? No, why are you doing this to me? My mouse has disappeared. Okay. I'm just gonna ignore that and try to continue on with my thoughts. What were your thoughts on the trailer? Like, did you think it was weird at all?
My actual first thought when I saw that there was a beholder looking thing was, weird. Some game, it's like some good gaming company with good graphics experts got a hold of the D&D, the rights to using D&D material in their game. I wonder what kind of weird game this is that has a beholder in it.
Yeah,
because I didn't think D&D would make a good video game like that, or at least a good looking video game.
Yeah. I mean, you guys watched the trailer. It's like,
yeah, it looks
the
like
gravelly voice and the orcs with guitars.
I loved it.
And also,
I love cheesy things.
The Black Sabbath music in the background, which, by the way, is Black Sabbath, which under normal sense or circumstances I would love. Under these circumstances, however, it just feels weird and off because,
Sure.
like, I don't know, there's some. I'm not sure what it is specifically, but the trailer to me feels strange and off. Like, I bring up the gravelly voice and guitar wielding orcs and the rock music in the background. I just kind of, also the visuals being sort of in time with the music, which is a thing that's been done quite a lot recently. Actually, quite a few terrible video games have done that for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they think it'll make it look better. But I'm just not sure how to, like, it's D&D. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
maybe it's that sort of disconnect where it's like, because I'm a massive D&D nerd and stuff like that, there's this strange, like, I would do something like that in a game that I was running if I didn't want to be too serious. But that's a homebrew thing that I'm doing. This is for the general public.
Yeah. It brings the spirit of D&D though. I think.
Does it?
Okay, so I didn't originally catch that the orcs were playing guitars, so I decided to look back on the trailer.
Yeah, there's an entire
it looks like that part
rotating
is,
scene where two orcs are rocking out on guitars.
yeah, it looks like that part is probably just trailers.
Well,
From what I can
yeah,
tell.
probably, but that's part of the marketing.
Yeah. And like
I'm just gonna say the trailer, I don't personally think it's a very good trailer. Like, it shows off some, I'm not even sure if I can call it gameplay. I don't know what's gameplay and I don't know what's cutscene, because it all sort of blends together, and I'm not sure what exactly it's trying to get across to me.
I need to look back at the trailer.
If you think it looks good, fair play to you. I'm not sure what a response, like, the trailer just
I
makes
might actually look
elicit a meh. You know?
I can see that.
Yeah, the other thing I wanted to bring up is that when I saw this game, it immediately made me think of the BioWare game Godfall, which is kind of basically the same thing. It's this over-the-shoulder, you're this powerful god thing in like this really weird setting where you fight things in like probably like dungeon-like settings. I don't know, like, this trailer doesn't really give you perspective on what the game's gonna be. I think we can all agree with that.
No, it doesn't really give perspective on what the game's
I don't
going
know,
to
maybe
actually
it's
be.
just,
But
like, Dritz is obviously a very popular character. I just kind of feel like they went with like the most popular and well-known characters, possibly, and like,
Probably.
yeah, this game reminded me of like Godfall and some other games that kind of had the same camera angle and gameplay. But like, it's not necessarily a bad thing, I guess. It's just, it reminded me so much of Godfall. And I was like, that looks really familiar.
okay, so I'm going overly analyzing.
Really?
Yes. And because I'm trying to figure things out. It looks like, if I'm curious about this, the presumably Lich in the end of the trailer
Uh-huh.
I'm assuming it's a lich based on its design and stuff. Wraith has similar design, so looks like it could be either Vecna or a Sirik.
I mean, they're using famous characters and enemies.
Yeah, but based on the headdress, it seems more likely to be Asarak.
Yeah, just saying.
I just felt like looking into that because I became curious.
All right then. I mean, that's like, hey,
I really like the beholder design.
I'm not here to take away anybody's enjoyment if they're actually interested in this game. I'm
intrigued by it.
I guess I'm just confused and feel that the trailer itself was kind of weird. So there you go. Anyways, I don't know. I don't have much else to discuss about it. I technically could, but I'm not like I could keep talking about it, but I feel like I'd be overstepping the amount of like actual emotion this game gives me. I will say, I'm just gonna say I like Black Sabbath, and I'm always a sucker for when music is synced up with visuals and actions. I really like rhythm in everything. I'm a sucker for that. I'm a sucker for Black Sabbath, and also I'm a sucker for D&D. So the trailer makes my monkey brain happy, but I'm not gonna it makes my monkey brain happy, but I'm not gonna what's the word? I'm not, that isn't words. Anyways, moving on to the next trailer. Matthew, you have anything to say about Dark Alliance before we move on?
I think I have said all. I like the designs a lot.
All right.
But I think other than that, I said all that I have to say currently, since I don't know too much about it.
All right. And Devin? Sort of similar ideas?
Yeah.
All right. Let us swiftly move on to the next trailer we have for today, which is for an indie game that, the launch trailer for an indie game called Later Alligator. You will see why it is called that. That was the launch trailer for Later Alligator on the Nintendo Switch. So there you go. What?
You
What do
should
you?
download that,
What?
Matthew? You should download that.
Yeah, the so if you first of all, very very cartoony animated art style, and it's all alligators in Alligator, New York City, which is the most lazy and yet it's the most lazy and also the best name for it. It's like, what are we going to call this place that's New York City but with alligators? Alligator, New York City. It's like, you know what? Fair play to you. That's basically the perfect name for a city. But the game itself seems to be a sort of point and click adventure with mini game puzzles here and there. As it said in the trailer, there are over 25 mini games, as it calls them. But it also looks as though you can sort of explore Alligator, New York City, through the perspective of our character, who I believe is called Pat. Yes, Pat. Pat the alligator, who, just from subscriptions I've met, needs to... it's sort of like a point-and-click adventure with mini games, and you need to solve the mystery of Pat's family. Something to do with alligator mafia as well. I don't know. There's not too much that were spoils any story type stuff going on in particular.
Cool.
So yeah, what do you two think?
I think we need to play it. I want to play it, Matthew. You should download it. I want to play it.
I don't want to play it.
No. Why?
Good response, man.
Words. For one, I don't really care for the art style.
Really?
For two, why is my brain not working with words? I have words in my head and then they just stop.
Uh-huh.
For two was something.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to download it.
Right. Yeah, that's on Nintendo Switch. Might be on PC as well. Don't quote me on that. Usually a lot of indie games are on multiple platforms, so that might be on PC as well as Switch. Yes, but I don't know. I'm not sure why you're not a fan of the art style.
Yeah, it looks like it's on Steam.
What? Oh, is it on Steam?
It looks like it's on Steam.
All right. Yeah, I'm not sure why you're not a fan of the art style, Matthew. That's like, I personally really love the art style. It reminds me of a lot of stuff. Like, I'm always looking for stuff that looks like that to some degree. There are certain art styles that I don't think are used enough in a lot of traditional media. And I just really like it. It looks really nice. It's like really cartoony, but it gives you so much air of personality, even in between like each individual crocodile or alligator, I guess. In this particular case, since they are alligators. I think I was just a little racist there for a second against alligators because I called them crocodiles. That was a racist thing to do.
You're gatist.
I apologize to all alligators.
Alligatorist.
Calling you crocodiles. I am very aware that that's a different species. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, you were specious. That's what
I'm specious. Yes. But the the game alligators. cute alligators in big city with a sort of air of mystery.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like, maybe it's just because when I grew up, there wasn't a lot of cartoons or media that took place in this kind of environment, but I really like urban environments. You know, I think a lot of stories and interest can be told in like a completely urban environment, because there's so much variety even within that type of setting. Because there were a lot of urban like stuff like that in the 90s. So you had like Hey Arnold on Nickelodeon, where it was a kid that lived in the Bronx, and it's like the entire thing takes place in the city. I don't know. I just kind of, I don't, personally, I don't feel like there's enough urban settings nowadays. And I really like urban settings. So Later Alligator satisfies that, and also satisfies a not very used art style.
Like the art style.
The big eyes that sort of hang off the body, the very simple shapes, but still a lot of like cartoony personality.
Yeah, that's able to have a lot of personality in the art.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think the game looks very good, and would like to play it at some point. Hey, maybe I'll have, if you teleport into the future 1 week, maybe I've played it and maybe I talked about it on the podcast. So if you're a time traveler, go ahead and travel to the future and see if I did that. If I didn't, just come back and tell me. Just tell me to play the game so I can satisfy your needs, Mr. Time Traveler.
Who can't play games.
Play games.
The time traveler who can't play games because he's too busy time traveling.
The time traveler who can't play games because he's too busy time traveling, and he didn't install a TV in his time traveling machine.
I feel like that'd be like the first thing you'd install.
Well, you should certainly have some kind of screen on a time traveling machine. That's just an unfortunate series of events, I guess.
Oh
yeah, you know, that great book series. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Anyways, that was Later Alligator. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know what I'm doing. Just last thoughts on Later Alligator before we move on to our final trailer. Cool. It's a good looking game with style. That's all that really needs to be said. Anyways, moving on to the final trailer we have for today is a trailer for Returnal, specifically the official story trailer. So let's see that.
Astra, is anyone listening? It's Celine. I've crashed on Atropos. Suit status operational, but my sidearm is missing. Heading towards White Shadow Broadcast. I have found a deceased Astra Scout here. Checking identification on a helmet. It's my sidearm. Continuing towards the signal's origin. That can't be here. Do you see the white shadow?
And that was the official story trailer for Returnal. Yes. Launches for PlayStation 5 on April 30th this year. Yes, that was a very interesting trailer. Well, it's called the story trailer, but as you can see, we've talked about Returnal once or twice on the podcast before, but we've never seen a trailer for it. Returnal is a sort of roguelike-ish third-person action shooter, as you saw in the gameplay. It also has bullet hell elements, which is interesting, with all of the projectiles you're supposed to dodge. And its main gameplay thing is that the main character is stuck in a time loop on this weird planet. And every time you die or reset the loop, something changes on the planet.
I didn't see that part. I didn't realize there was a time loop.
Yes. The trailer was trying to focus on some story elements, but the main thing is that it was an official story trailer. But the time loop element has been known for a while. Actually, it sort of alludes to, because the body she finds is herself.
Oh.
She's like identifying Cyber Scout, and then she looks on the side and it's like, oh, that's the name on my helmet. And then she picks up her sidearm, which is her own sidearm that her previous self had dropped.
Okay.
So, so there's the time loop sort of thing. Anyways, Jesus, what's going on with me? Any thoughts or just opinions or anything? Words?
Why Devin freeze?
Oh, I froze.
Everyone's frozen.
Your face.
I guess I had a lag spike. I had a lag.
All right. Did you say anything?
I sort of.
All right then.
I didn't say anything particularly important.
All right. Returnal. It looks pretty good. And I'm like, it actually shows a decent amount of like actual gameplay, which is nice. It looks good. I'm interested in it for when it eventually comes out on a console I don't have. But hey, it'll probably drive up sales. Well, I guess it kind of depends on if you're interested in the game or not, but I don't know. The PS5 still doesn't have a very large market. It still doesn't have a very large set of games that are like, the PS5 only has like Demon Souls and this, and then Ratchet and Clank, a Rift Apart. There aren't many like games exclusively on the PS5 as of yet, because a lot of the games that were announced for the PS5 are still on like were still released on the PS4, or we're still planning to be. So I don't know. I kind of feel like they launched the PS5 a little earlier than they should have. Because, like, when did they announce the PS5? Did they announce the PS5? I mean, they announced the PS5 before the pandemic, but I don't remember if it's been so long. If I remember correctly, the showcase of the console itself that revealed its price point and the games that would be on it. The initial one, I think that came out before the pandemic, but I don't remember. It might, well, I don't know. It's hard to remember these things. It's been so long. Yes, Returnal. Words, thoughts?
Looks like a game. I guess I just don't have the full context around it. If I knew more, it might be more interesting.
All right then. And Matthew's just gonna stay muted. Yeah, that was Returnal. I feel like I just kind of started a thought and then ended a thought and then didn't go along with the thought. But I'm not sure. But I've already moved past it, so it's not. I don't think it's worth going back to at this point.
Okay.
Yes, that was Returnal. I'm sorry I'm rambling somewhat, but that's just the way it's going to be today. I said again. God damn it. I'm really trying not to do that because it's not a good thing to say. Things. That was all the trails we have this week. Moving onwards, unless somebody has something to say about Returnal, in which case that was the final trail we had this week, which means we can move on to host topics. And host topics, I'll just blindly wave my arms at host topics until something pops out. Anybody got one? Matthew, if I confront you directly, will you magically have one?
A host topic? No.
Okay. What about you, Devin?
I had one, but it's sort of boring.
What's boring about it?
It's basically, where do you think the most effective, what do you think is the most effective way to advertise games? And do you think that like Reddit game ads or like YouTube game ads or all those, do you think they actually work?
Well, obviously advertisement and trailers are very important for any piece of media. Yeah. And trailers, I mean, it just kind of, I feel like a lot of advertisers will tell you that you just need to get as many people to know about this as possible. Where regardless if they are, regardless of, like, there's plenty of things, I'm not the average consumer. So if I don't find something interesting, I won't see it or care about it, which is, I feel like that's probably a vaguely, widespread things. People don't do things they don't like. Makes sense. However, on a widespread scale, there's always going to be people interested. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm going through the motions on this one. What I'm trying to say, I'm not sure why I started with that line of thought. I guess I'll finish it. The point of the thing. Oh boy. What I was trying to say. Your questions, like what this. I'm going real bad today. Jesus.
The most effective advertising.
Get as many people to see the piece of media as possible.
Okay.
Through advertisements. What was your question? What was your host topic? What was the sorry.
What's the most effective way of advertising?
And if trailers and ads on different
trailers, ads on Reddit, or if specifically ads, not like just someone posting about it, and not necessarily having a good ad, but just having an ad, letting people like spreading the word that way. Do you think that's effective?
Well, I suppose. I mean, for games, if you're just having like a static ad image that you see and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
you see that, and then if you're interested in it, you'll tell other people about it. Or if you just, I mean, the internet is a giant machine of repeat. So
Yeah.
even like, I don't
Point.
what? Yeah. The so like ads will show up. You'll see them. It's like a lot of people have ad block, including me. I'm a scum. I'm the scum, but I'm fine with that. A lot of people have ad block enabled on a lot of things, so you won't see ads on a lot of platforms if you have that. But there are multiple times when I have not had ad blocker in my life, and I've definitely seen a lot of trailers and ads for a lot of different things, both on YouTube and
I forgot ad block.
what?
I forgot ad block existed.
Yeah, but like I'm not sure if I can classify myself in the minority in regards to ad block, because obviously there are people who don't use ad block, otherwise ads wouldn't work. You know what I mean? So there are people that find out. I mean, there's also like companies go out of their way to make official statements both on Twitter and to the public through not ads. So I guess it drum up some hype and conversation about it, even if the conversation is not exactly good conversation. It's like, oh man, these groups of people are talking about how shit that game is gonna be, which is a common thing.
Yeah, I've seen. Uh-oh, you muted? Or I lost sound? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Devin. I can't hear Aaron.
Hello?
Hi, you're back.
I can hear you now.
Oh, my mic just stopped working for like half a second there. That was very strange. Where was I? Where were you? Where was I? Where were we?
Advertising.
It's Dark Alliance. That's what I was saying. Regarding Dark Alliance, that's what I was saying. Dark Alliance. I have seen a lot of negative discussion around Dark Alliance. Is what I was trying to say.
Dark Alliance is the D&D one.
Yes, even though there's quite a bit of negative discussion, there's still quite a bit of discussion. So there's still attention being given to this product. Which means people, the more you talk about something, the larger an audience it garners. And Matthew's dead. But yeah, the what is happening to me? Just completely ran out. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I mean, like, what do you think, Devin? This is your host topic. Do you have anything?
I don't know. Maybe ads just don't work on me very effectively. But I've never seen like an ad for a game and thought, oh yes, that makes me want to play it, because ads don't tend to make me like, ads aren't the reason I want to play games. I have sought out games that I heard sounded good, and maybe there'll be an ad that I watch. I'm like, that game might look fun to play, but it's not gonna make me want to play the game or want to buy the game. It just might make me think, that advertising looked good.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, from your perspective, you're not sure what you're trying to look for in terms of like a trailer for a game specifically.
And also, I'm not really the kind of person that goes around buying a lot of games. So
yeah, because like, you're not like a super hardcore gamer, and you don't play that many games. But like, that also sort of has an effect on your perception of video games, because if you see a trailer for something, you're not sure what to look for in it. It's like, well, that looks good, I suppose, but I'm not sure what this trailer is trying to convey to me. I'm not sure what the gameplay looks like. Not sure, what I'm just throwing some spitballs out here. You can agree or disagree with me on any of these, because you probably know yourself more than I do. But you have because of your lack of, not association, but association is close enough to the word that I was looking for with video games, because creates this disconnect with trailers and ads. Because for me, I'm a veteran in terms of playing video games. I've watched a lot of trailers for video games, and I've played a lot of video games. I've thought about video games. Basically, a large portion of my life has been dedicated to video games.
Mm-hmm.
So when I watch a trailer, I know what I'm like.
I know what context and everything.
I know the context, and I also know, I know what's good for me in terms of a video game, because I know my preferences. But I also am able to see past advertisements, and if I'm able to see past what is being shown in the trailer, if it's fake or not. You know what I mean? Because there was a trend that a lot of CG trailers for video games,
they were, I remember
trying to show you fake gameplay with CG and stuff like that. That was a trend. I think it's still semi-prominent, but nowhere near as much because people got really good at spotting it.
Oh, that's good.
But so I can, I have the ability to spot. I'm not gonna say my opinion is the be all end all, but I feel like I have a pretty good bar on what constitutes as a good video game and a bad video game. I wouldn't define myself as a critic, nor would I say I have the critical skills befitting a critic, but I do believe that I have a pretty good sense on what makes a bad video game, what makes a good video game. Overall. So when I see trailers for games, I obviously try and look at the trailer and take in what the game is trying to, what the trailer is trying to tell me about the game, and what the story, if there is any, to go on.
Yeah, you're looking at it from a more educated perspective, and you see things I would not see.
Yeah, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, or for on either side of us. It's just it's versus a lack of experience versus more experience. Just my experience happens to be in video games of all things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would say just on a general scale, ads and trailers work. If they didn't, I mean, it's not that if they didn't work, that games would be unsuccessful, because companies try and tell the audience themselves. But let's take Nintendo, for example. Nintendo Nintendo was the first company to start doing digital press conferences called Nintendo Directs and Nintendo stuff, where they will release a video onto the internet on their channel and just tell people what's up. And they'll show trailers for games that they have coming up, information about games, stuff like that. They were the first one to start doing that. Sony and Xbox sort of jumped on this as well. Sony has their state of play. They did one a while back, 2 weeks ago now, and we did take a look at that. But Xbox, I think, also has something similar to this, but I don't know what it's called. Anyways, the main thing I'm trying to get across is that that's for Nintendo, that's where a lot of their like releases are sit. And also Nintendo releases trailers and information about games that are coming to their platform. So there's always a wealth of information that they're just releasing to the public. Not even through like well, you could technically say it's advertising, but like it's not, it's not a trailer or an ad you see, it's literally Nintendo telling you.
Yeah.
It's still an advertisement, but it's not like it's not like something you just.
Yeah, it's not like it's something people would seek out rather than something that would just like show up in their face.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like yeah, I guess overall ads do work. I don't know. I'm not a
Okay.
I don't have a degree in marketing.
I know ads, just like ads in general would probably work, but I'm curious which ads are the most effective or that kind of thing where it's like I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's an interesting topic. Like, I guess the ads would be the ads that would be the most effective would be, I mean, ones that grab your attention, I suppose, regardless of what it is. Like, you need to be able to grab your audience's attention in order for them to have interest in a product. So, I don't think. Yeah, I guess that, I don't know. Yeah, the ads work, I guess. I don't know.
I think that solves it.
Yeah. All right. Matthew. Hey, Matthew. What are you doing? You got something to say?
I really don't on this topic.
Cool. Anyways, sorry. Yes. And that was host topics. Yay. Hey. That was an interesting conversation, even if I feel like I'm not qualified to talk about it per se. Yes, moving on. Unless anybody has something to say or add to, we will just swiftly move on to whatever's next.
Okay.
So, like I said at the start, there's no news. So we're skipping. We're not doing news today. And we're just gonna go straight to shameless self-promotion. I always feel like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's kind of this drop-off point, not a drop-off point, but like this sort of weird, like we go into shameless self-promotion and it's like we just start, like, I feel like there's like no transition between talking, like doing the podcast to shameless self-promotion. It's just kind of a hard cut. There's no natural progression towards it. I'm just like, and we're at the end of the show. What you got coming up this week? Boppity boopy. It feels weird. It's a strange hard cut that I don't feel like works very well, but I don't know how else to do it outside of just rushing into it. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Yeah, so welcome to Shameless Self-Promotion, the part of the show where we shamelessly promote ourselves, I guess. Matthew, what I almost said, what have you been doing this week? We've already gone over that. What have you got coming up this week, and where can people find you?
What do I have coming up this week? I don't have anything coming up this week, but I am going to start editing something.
Is it?
I don't know how long it'll take since it's like an hour of footage.
All right.
and Apple and stuff.
Right.
But that will be out eventually. In
Good
due
to know.
time, quality over quantity. I think it's good.
In due time, all of my footage shall be out.
Yes.
Isn't that right?
Well, the edited footage, not all of it. I don't want all my footage out. There'd be a lot of bad stuff.
Just upload the
bad quality.
No, just
want
upload
to
the base file, and it's like, this is like 12 hours of footage. It's fine.
Oh, this was a good idea.
So I'll just upload. Yeah, I'll just record a Minecraft video of me staring at a tree for 3 days straight, and then I'll upload it.
Yeah, it'd be great.
YouTube doesn't have any hour limits, right?
Believe they actually do. I think the limit on how long a video can be, or I'm not sure if it has a limit on streaming, but I'm pretty sure the limit on how long a video can be is like 11 or 12 hours or so. Something like that. I'm pretty sure it has a limit on how long something can be. Could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's over 11 hours.
Well,
because I looked up longest video, and there's a 100-hour timer countdown.
Well, I don't know. That was just my assumption based on some things I've read and seen about footage getting cut off after a while. Because I've seen some like 12-hour videos that YouTube has just fucked over slightly by cutting off the last section of the whatever it was. So, if there's longer hour videos, that's fair, but that's just what I've seen and experienced myself. So yeah, what? Hey, Fonzie.
I was gonna say I've seen long videos.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, Matthew, why don't you finish? Why don't you finish with your thing?
Oh yeah, you can find me on Mystical Meanderings on YouTube.
And technically a Twitter account, but nobody goes there.
That will only ever be used for promoting videos.
Good for you. Yeah, is that it?
Yes.
Cool. Then in that case, moving swiftly onwards to Devin. Devin, what have you got coming up this week, and where can people find you?
You can find me on Blingdon. I have videos on Blingdon.
Hold on a second.
That's about it though. Yeah.
You have videos coming up.
Yeah. I posted a couple of them yesterday. That's about it though. I mean, you could probably find something on Ifmafu Gaming at some point, or Deli at Z, and I have to get a Sabre done by the end of the month, which I hope can happen. I'm so incredibly bad at making those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. That's yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't have a Twitter account, so don't find him.
Yeah.
God, what is going on? My brain is just scattered today. Anyways, but yeah, that's it for you, Devin.
Yeah, that is it for me.
Cool. So you stuff coming up on your channel. Just go to his channels and subscribe. It's easier this way. Just go to his channels. Yes, channels. You heard me correctly. Go subscribe to his channels. Enjoy the content that happens to appear there.
A new video will be up at some point, and you'll be notified if you're subscribed.
Exactly. It's great, isn't it? Oh, remember to ring that bell in case YouTube fucking doesn't tell you.
I don't think that's a big problem.
Yes, it is. Moving swift. Hey, it's me. I'm the big cheese. I will. What am I doing this week, you may ask? Well, you probably. Okay, let's start that over, shall we? Moving onwards from Devin, we will start with me. End with me. As always, I will continue to be doing this podcast every week. I am in a recorded D&D campaign. I'm gonna stop. I should probably stop promoting the D&D campaign because I do it every week and it's not out yet. Like, there's literally no reason for me but to promote it. I've done it every week. Like, I
still need to sort the videos. I forgot to do that.
Yeah,
I really should stop promoting.
I legitimately forgot.
Like, it's not out. Nobody can watch it. Why am I even trying to promote it?
Well, the first episode's out. They can watch that 100 times. It's not a very good episode, but they can.
Yeah, you can watch that a couple times and listen to me do nothing in that episode, since I don't remember if I actually did anything or not.
Your character appeared.
You can listen to you can listen to a fish flop about in pain and agony. That's what you can do.
You can.
So go check that out. Other than that, though, I don't think you can find me on the channel you're on currently. Ain't that a shocker?
What?
Continuing with the pod. What? You can find me on my channel, the one you're currently on, watching this video? Oh, it's crazy.
Never would have guessed.
It's crazy. I'm crazy. Yes. Continuing with the podcast, I will continue to try and get an episode out each week, even if my co-hosts flee in fear from whatever may cause them fear. Cheese. I don't know. I'm sure somebody is scared of cheese.
Probably someone is probably scared of cheese.
Yeah.
I am scared of that nasty like McDonald's cheese that's not even like human. Like, we don't even know what that thing is if it evolved into its own life form.
Yeah, it's processed. It's processed. It's American cheese product.
I don't want American cheese in my body.
I love how they can't call it cheese. They need to call it cheese product. This is American cheese product. It's not real cheese. It's product. You know? Anyways, the podcast, I'll keep doing. I've said that like 3 times. Whatever. I'm going to say it a 4th time, and you're going to like it. Podcasts will continue to be on this channel, even if you don't like them. So, I don't know. Don't watch them, I guess, if you don't like them. I don't know. I'm not your dad. Do whatever you want. I will also, I don't know. I've had some plans for other videos and stuff I want to do, but like, I haven't really, I don't know.
You could take the immortal words of what's his face and just do it.
You mean Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, but you don't do it if it's bad. Okay, you have to make sure that you don't do it if it's bad, because if you do it bad, then people might die.
Do good things.
Just do good things. Just do things that are vaguely interesting and good. That's all we require. Yes, some other videos besides podcasts might stream onto this channel at some point in the future, but like, I don't know. It just depends on what I do. There might, excuse me, just look forward to whatever may come, just do that.
Okay.
I said last time that I was wanting to dabble in streaming because I think that would be interesting, but I need a capture card. I can't do anything like that. So don't try and look for me on Twitch because I don't exist there yet. And I need a capture card if I wanted to start recording something on Twitch. Anyways, outside of that, you can find me at Twitter, at gaming, comma the discussion. There we go. Said it correctly the 5th time in. Where I will be posting news throughout the week that I think is interesting, retweeting things that I think is worthwhile, and telling you when the video goes live. So, go follow me on Twitter, you weirdos. And that's it. That's it for me. I'm a useless sponge of a human being. Yes. How do I get off from this? How do I segue into anything else?
Don't segue. Just start talking about the other.
How do I podcast?
Well,
How do I?
Was everyone shamelessly self-promoted?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
Yes.
Then you can move on.
Anyways.
To the next part of
Oh wait, I
shameless
have to mention my Twitter. You can't visit me on Twitter. Okay, now we
I
mentioned.
already
my
made that joke. Anyways.
I made it twice.
Oh, also, I mean, I said this when I started doing it, but you can technically listen to some episodes on SoundCloud. There's only 2 of them on there right now because reasons of income.
You don't need to put them on SoundCloud if it costs money. What
it's worthwhile to some people. Anyways, I'm on Twitter, all that good stuff. Fucking get out of here, shameless self-promotion. Get out of here. We're moving on to whatever constitutes as an ending for the show. We've been going for about probably an hour and 50 minutes or so. Maybe probably a little less. Doesn't matter. The end of the show is here. The end is nigh. People. God, I'm terrible at everything I do. What's words? Help.
No.
Welcome to the end of the show. I'm not sure why I'm... Jesus. I'm just... Okay. That was the shameless self-promotion segment of the show, where we shamelessly promote ourselves. Now that it is over, we can move on to the ending of the show because there's nothing else to talk about, and we've already exhausted everything we did have to talk about. So, thank you all so much for watching this episode of the GTD Podcast. There we go. That's how you start an ending. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more, or if you don't want to see more. Like or dislike anyways. They both serve the same purpose. They kind of do as far as analytics are concerned.
No.
Well,
if you get ratioed, then you can end up having troubles.
The thing about, I don't know.
It does count as interaction.
They might have changed the
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they changed it so that just volatility, because they didn't want toxic content on there that was just trying to get dislikes.
Right. Yeah. Boost the engagement by commenting. Boost the engagement by liking. Don't boost the engagement by disliking, though. Then also subscribe to the channel if you like the content, which so far nobody has. No, it's whatever. I've gotten some stuff, but whatever. The words.
Very impressive words.
Why? I'm so bad at endings. So bad. Should probably get better at that at some point. I've already said thank you for watching. I've already said like, comment, and subscribe. I've already said I'm the scum. We can move on, you know? Come back each week if you're not subscribed, because I know some people do that. I know some people don't subscribe to the content they watch.
Yeah.
So just come back once in a while to see if we've uploaded something new, which we most likely have because this comes out weekly. Anyways, I'm gonna say thank you all so much for watching again, because I just really liked talking to you guys, and I really wanted to thank you so much for watching. So can I get a belated goodbye from you guys before it ends in silence?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
There we go. That's what I wanted to hear. See you next time.